Tasmania's political leaders will face off in their final debate just 5 days out from the state election. Sky News political reporter Andrea Crothers is in Hobart covering the election, and Andrea, Peter Gutwein and Rebecca White will face a grilling from undecided voters today.
Laura, they certainly will. This is the grand finale, the big final showdown between Peter Gutwein and Rebecca White. And take a look at today's Mercury. Right there on the cover is our very own Sky News chief news anchor, Kieran Gilbert. He'll be facilitating the People's Forum tonight this afternoon at 4 p.m, the Sky News Mercury People's Forum, where it's really in the hands of that room full of undecided voters. They're the ones to be putting the tough questions forward to both of the leaders who are vying to be Tasmania's next Premier. Will it be enough the way they respond today to shift the dial? Well, we'll have to wait to find out. But before we do get to that People's Forum at 4 o'clock today, they're both on the ground here in southern Tasmania. Premier Peter Gutwein, he's about to give a press conference here in Howrah, which is in the seat of Franklin. Now, it's a very important seat. It's held 2 seats to Labor, 2 seats to Liberals, 1 seat to the Greens, but it's also the former seat of Will Hodgman, the very popular Premier, and one that the Liberals here will be very keen to try and hold on to as much as they can, whilst Labor will be trying to get their popular Kingsborough Mayor Dean Winter over the line as well. Meanwhile, the Labor leader, Rebecca White, she's going to be in Glenorchy, which is in the seat of Clark, which will be a really big sea of independents and a really tough fight for them there too.
Andrea, you're a Hobart correspondent for quite a time. I've never seen that. The premiers or the Premier and the opposition leader bumped off the front page for Kieran Gilbert. Wow, show us that again.
Laura, I tell you what, it gave me a bit of a shock this morning too, seeing Kieran on the front cover, but apparently there's no candidate chaos at the moment, so Kieran is gracing the front page. I don't think he'll make it tomorrow though.
Perhaps not, but we will see. You never know. Maybe he's next contender for Premier of Tasmania. Who knows? Anyway, I digress. Andrew, we've seen some new polling and it's pinpointed some of the key election issues for Tassie. What are they?
Well, Laura, one of the things when it comes to polling here in Tasmania is we haven't actually really seen any polling come out since February when EMRS produced some polling then. So there also hasn't been any leaked internal party polling either, which is sort of quite uncommon, particularly for a Tassie election. So there has been some polling released today on key issues. That's from Tasmanian Small Business Council. Now, they've put at number 1, or the people that they've polled have put at number 1, health. Now, that's 35%. Jobs in the economy, that comes in at 32%, whereas the COVID response, well, that comes in at 7%. So perhaps not unsurprising there. You'd have to think COVID response may be sort of playing into the minds of voters down here, particularly those I've spoken to on the ground. But meanwhile, Scott Morrison, he was meant to be joining the campaign yesterday. That was unable to occur because of the fact that he'd been in Perth recently. So it's still unclear whether the Prime Minister will be joining the campaign down here.